Hello, hero collectors here. How's it going, everybody? Hope y'all are doing fantastic. I know I am, because today, yes, we're finally doing a full display update. Actually, I should fix that. Not a full display, just an update for everything that I have on my desk here. It's a lot of figures, so it can be called a full display update, but there's actually been some changes since the last time I checked in with, and some stuff that I want to change just because of where my interests are going and just prepping for the future of what I want to do with certain collections. So, we're going to get into what has changed since we last did an update and then kind of go from there into what all figures are going on the display, sorting them out, and then we're going to pull the ones that aren't staying on the display or are changing spots off the display and have everything out on the table, and then we'll get into actually updating everything. So, let's get into it. All right, one big change is that we actually got these free from a neighbor that was moving out. So there are these little, like, kind of side tables that we were able to not collect, but connect and make these little extra little shelves. So I decided to put all of my Iron Man armors on it, the ones that aren't in a specific display. So we got all these now on my desk, and then some Lego figures, buildable characters. So keep this shelf in mind, because I'm going to be talking about this one here and there in regards to changing up some displays. And then bear with me here, because this might get difficult. But uh, this little top display, I've got some more Lego sets. So you may be asking, why do I have a poster board? Well, my girlfriend we were able to get a desk in here, and she has now actually arranged her side of the room, which we call the hobby room. This is, where we have all our hobbies. This is where I keep all my action figures. So that is her stuff. I'm not going to be sharing her stuff on this video. I'm only going to be talking about my stuff. So I have that poster board to kind of separate my desk and her desk so that you don't see her stuff. If that long-winded explanation just to say I'm keeping her stuff private as it should be, because this is my channel, not her channel, if you understand what I mean. Anyway, I'm going to pause for a second to show you another thing that's changed. Okay, so with me putting in this small shelf here on my desk, that means I had to move the Daily Bugle, so that meant it had to go over here on my little Lego sorting boxes, which means I had to kick some figures off, but I still have a few Ultrons and a few other just little not favorite, but just like little characters that I like on the display, but don't have really a place for them over here, along with my little logo. So yeah, that's all the major changes that have happened since the last video. It's just those kind of little updates and things. I thought about doing a whole video for that shelf, or this shelf being added, but I just end up not doing it and saved it for this. So let's get into what is actually going to be updating for the display. All of these figures right here, all the ones in this little corner here, I've finished photos, videos, whatever I've been wanting to do for content on the channel with them. It's all done. They are now ready to go on the shelf. These guys got kicked off of the shelf when I did my last display update, and I want them back on the shelf, so they need to go back up. There's all the accessories that need to go up, or like get put away. Whew, boy. But then here, these figures are ones that aren't going up on the display. They're ones that I just got in recently, or just haven't taken photos and whatnot yet, so they are staying right here for now. But I'm going to kind of basically swap spots with them and these, so I can sort these out and they can be off to the side. So that is what needs to get sorted for today's video. But let's get into what I want to change for the display. Now, it might get a little dark, but basically I'm in a bit of a Transformers kick right now, and I want to expand this display and have it kind of go into this one over here, and maybe put some of these figures away. So basically what I want to do is turn this shelf down here, the one that's currently my live action and YOLO Park display. I want that to be a miscellaneous shelf. Possibly. I'm still thinking, I'm still working it out. This might be one of those things where I have to do it and visually see how it works and go from there. Then I want to turn this shelf over here to a Decepticon and YOLO Park display, so that I can have all my Autobots over here, my Decepticons and bad guys over there, going into my YOLO Park stuff, and then have whatever miscellaneous figures I want in here, because, you know, I just put in pre-orders for the Super 7 TMNT 2003 Turtles. I want to have my current Turtles that are in there on display, my Sonic figures, maybe a Batman, the Lightyear figure. I just want to have those figures on display somewhere. And as you saw over here, I have that Homer figure. Like, one option is to put them up here, and that might be what I do. I just need to actually take the figures out and work with the display and see what I like. So that is going to be one of the projects in this video, aside from just updating this display. So, without further ado, I'm going to stop recording, sort out the figures that are already on my desk, and then check back in with you guys. Alrighty, I got everybody sorted, and I even pulled down the figures that were on the display that needed to be swapped out or go in a different spot or whatever, because there was only a handful, and I didn't feel like filming 2 segments. So let's go ahead and go through everything really quick. So, oops, there we come on, focus, there. So you got these 2 Iron Man armors. Those are just going to go back there with the other Iron Man armors. You got She-Hulk back there. She's going to go with the Avengers. Crossfire is going in my Lesser Villains. Executioner is going to go with my Sentinel crew. We got the old Nightcrawler and Wolfsbane. They're going to go in my like side X teams display for X Factor and Excalibur. Got Angel and the X-Men 97 Nightcrawler. Those are going in my X-Men display. Oh, and I realized I didn't take out Archangel. He's going to go in my Villains display, which is this group right here. I just didn't want to pull them off the stand yet. So we got all these guys going in the Villains. Tombstone going in my Spidey Villains. Got all of these going in my X-Men Overflow, because I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with that Jean figure yet. I haven't decided if I'm going to try and do some swapping or whatnot, but until I do decide, that's where she's going. Got these 3 Spideys going to go in the Spider-Verse display. Got these 2 Spideys going in my kind of Legacy Heroes New Warriors display. These 4 back here, they're going in my Multiverse Heroes display. Cosmic Heroes with my Asgardians. And, of course, she's going to go with her 1 Shi'ar Guard with Fang. And all these back here, they're going in my Avengers team display. So that extra Nick Fury, the old figure right there, I'm going to swap a Shield Agent like masthead on there so that he can just be a goon. And yeah, all the rest of these are going to get sorted. The only few, that aren't going in the display, but I'm still deciding on where they're going, are these 4. So I'm replacing the old Sam Cap with the new one that's over there. Of course, I'm replacing Tombstone. And then I'm just not sure where I want to put this Hulk and Captain America. So I've just kind of got them off to the side for now. They might get put away. They might find a spot somewhere else. I just haven't decided yet. So with all of that now sorted, sorry about the glare, I'm going to get to work and changing up the display. So I will check back in with you when I have some progress. Alright, I've got some serious work done here. Most of the desk is clean. I've just got these 4 groups now that need to go up on the display. So, yeah, this is the one I just worked on, and it took the most time, but that's the X-Men Villains display, and damn is it cramped. I'll give a closer look at it later, but just wanted to give you guys a quick update. I'm going to be taking a break, doing some cleaning around the rest of the apartment, not involving action figures, but I'll get back to this soon enough. So, just a quick update. Alright, it is now the next morning. I did some serious work last night, some slightly frustrating work, but otherwise I got it done. And here is what's left and what got removed from the shelf. So, I ended up not having any room for these two shield agents and Yelena. And since I have a Yelena on my villains shelf, I decided to remove her. And then, of course, I swapped out the Tombstone and Sam figure, and I just don't have a place for Joe Fixit at the moment. I did find a place for Hydra Cap, but I'll get to that later. And then I removed the Eternals from the Multiverse Heroes shelf, just because that shelf is getting kind of crowded. And I may have to rework my plans for how I want to display that in the future. But with all of the legends now taken care of that I wanted to take care of today, that means I'm now going to begin work on these couple shelves, the Transformers, Miscellaneous, and other Transformers shelf. I am not 100% sure how I want to do this, so it's going to be one of those tear it down, put some stuff in place, see how I like it, and go from there. So once I have something to really report in that front, I will check back in with you guys. So that's where we're at with that. Alrighty, work has been complete, so let's go over what all has changed in the collection. We're not going to do a full display video, not looking at every shelf, just the ones that have been changed, and talk about, what went through and what my thoughts were. So let's start over here at the Sentinel and Galactus display. The newest addition was the Executioner. So you can see him right there. And then DC, still haven't really set that up, but there were some new additions here to the X-Men Overflow. And turning on a light, you can see it a little bit better. You can see all the Wolverines that got added and Random in the back there, along with Jean. And then this one got a lot of change. So this has now become my Miscellaneous and live-action Transformers from Hasbro. You can see I've got all the Turtles in there, Sonic figures, the Lightyear figure, and then all my live-action Hasbro Transformers. And then coming over here, I have since moved my 12-inch Marvel Legends to this back corner. You can see Hulk back there. But those used to be a few shelves over here. But I'll get to that in a second. But let's move up. The newest addition to this shelf here, let's see if yeah, there we go, is Crossfire. You can see him right there next to Egghead. And there's a little gap there that I need to kind of expand for when I get Taskmaster ready to go on the shelf. Nothing new on the Mystical or the Ultimates, but I did add the retro carded Scarlet Spider from 2017 and the recent 10-year anniversary costume for Miles over here on the Young Heroes shelf. You can see them. Nothing new for Cosmic Villains or Standard Villains. But over here on my X-Men Villains shelf, a lot has changed. I tore this whole thing out and then restructured it all to fit everybody in. You can see I've got Wolverine Villains off to this side, along with Sinister, the newly added Strife, Zero, and Vertigo. Over here. Getting back, I can't wait to get the new Phoenix figure, because that Dark Phoenix right there is going to get her base. Got Black Tom with Juggernaut. And you got my Brotherhood down the center. Going down there. Going over to Hellfire and the Morlocks back in the corner. I have Archangel over there. I wanted to have him over by Apocalypse, but just couldn't fit him in with the wings, so I just kind of had him perched there. He's on Mojo. He's with Spiral. You got the Reavers, Pretty Boy being added to the team, finally.
So yeah, that shelf, I'm pretty happy with where that one ended up. It's a mess, but I'm liking it. And coming down here, the only new addition is White Rabbit's kind of falling over, but the new addition on the shelf is Tombstone back there. Oh, come on. Camera doesn't want to focus. There we go. Okay, so he's back there with the rest of my mobster Spidey villains, and then I kind of just repositioned everybody, trying to get everybody to stand. I guess the Rose is really checking out White Rabbit. That was unintentional. But yeah, that's the Spidey shelf. Still need to get Jack-o'-lantern and Hallows Eve. So those will be added hopefully this year. But this shelf got a lot of change. Sorry, as I adjust to give you a better look. So this was my G1 kind of Generations display, I guess. But it has now turned into my Autobots and Good Guys display. You can see everybody more arranged with some room for the Yellow Park Optimus Prime, the G1 version to go there, plus some more wiggle room for future Transformers pickups. So you can see that. And then, get a good angle on this. Okay. Then we have my bad guys, Decepticons, over here. They now have their own shelf. Again, with some wiggle room, and got the Yellow Parks off to the side. Really liking that. See Tarn, Starscream, all the Megatrons and Galvatrons. I'm on a real Transformers kick right now, so I'm thinking I might do a little order of a few more Transformers for the collection here soon, so that's exciting. And then moving up here to the Spider-Verse shelf, as I'm knocking things over, we've got a few additions here. We've got Spider-Shot. I decided to put him over by Superior Octopus. Some other multiversal Spideys. And then we've got the new Scarlet Spider right there. He took the place of the Retro Card one. And then got Last Stand back there. Those are the 3 new additions. And you can just see all the other Spideys I've got. So, not a complete Spidey collection, but one I'm pretty happy with. As I stand up, so you can see, let's go on this side actually. So you can see my X-Men display. Biggest additions are Angel. I'm really liking him up on that stand. Looks pretty good. And then we got the updated Nightcrawler here with the original Nightcrawler head. So yeah, that is looking pretty good. The Avengers display only added... Man, I gotta readjust the focus for every shelf. Only added She-Hulk. I've got her next to her cousin over here. And then I decided to swap out that god-awful Wasp head sculpt for the new 2-pack Wasp. And it looks better. It's not accurate, but I like that look better than the old head sculpt. So there is the Avengers. And up here, the new additions were Allfather Thor in the back there. It's going to be a pain when Odin comes in, because I don't know how I'm going to fit all these characters in here after he comes in. And then Lilandra right there next to Fang. She is new. Now we move up to a shelf I'm not entirely happy with, and it's for a few reasons. And it's mostly just so many figures trying to fit on one spot. So I, of course, added Cassie Lang and then the Loki crew to this shelf. They were not on here previously. But basically, with these two, with Khonshu and Cassie, I decided to change up how I displayed it. So I swapped the riser that you see here with the one that's on the X-Men Spider-Verse movie shelf, so that it would give me a chance to separate groups. So over here's my cosmic characters, and I've got the big guys, Groot, Korg, Drax, and Thor in the back. And then I could have my more Earth-based heroes Loki, Sylvie, and Mobius kind of cross over to the cosmic into this, but then you got Spidey's and more other characters connecting to Khonshu with the Moon Knights and all that. So it, I'm not happy with this. I think I'm going to maybe in the next month or two get a new set of risers that are clear like this one, but have extension to go for the whole shelf, and I might modify this one then. But long term, I don't know how I want to do this shelf, and it may be one of those like when I get my full dream display, this is one that might have like not here at this apartment, but like when we have our own house or whatever, I put in like little shelves on the walls, right, like on different spots to put in different characters like the Eternals and whatnot. So this is one that it's like my Infinity Saga display. I love how that one comes together and it fits all the characters I want on it. But this one, I always just seem to have so many characters that I just can't group together right or have enough room for everybody. So it's just one in the future I'm gonna have to put some serious thought into when I go to display it. So okay, I'm gonna pause it again and move on to the X-Men and Spider-Verse shelf. Now this one I'm not entirely happy with either, but I'm more happy than I was with that multiverse shelf. I like how this one came together a bit more because I was able to split my Spider-Man stuff and my Fox X-Men stuff down the middle, kind of put Ghost Rider in the middle there. But I really like how that worked, even if I'm not totally digging how everybody went into place. But you can see my Carnage and Venom together. That's the SHF Carnage, not the Marvel Legends. Got Lizard, 2099, Electro, all my Spider-Verse characters. Gotta have them sitting there like that. And then my first movie crew. Got my live action crew. Along with the Gameverse and cartoon. We got some Professor X's, Magneto, Wolverines, some alternate ones. There's the X-Men 97 Wolverine going next to the animated Spider-Man. I'm not collecting that whole line. I just like having those little representations. Got some X-Men, some old X-Men figures. And then we got my X-Force Deadpool crew. So there is that shelf. Again, I like this one a little bit, but not totally loving it. But I know I'm on the right path with what I'm doing for this one. Nothing changed for the Fantastic Four shelf. But this shelf right here, this shelf right here changed a lot. This is my Avengers team shelf, and I rearranged the whole thing so I could have it more in a timeline kind of look. So back there we've got my classic Avengers with Hulk, Wasp, Giant Man there, and Captain America, who bleeds into the Invaders. And then we still got my pet Avengers right there. Then Astonishing Wolverine, the Mark, was it? Blanking on it. The Model 20, I believe. Those two got added to my new Avengers, which I need to get the Luke Cage and Iron Fist 2-pack to replace that Luke Cage. And that team will be looking pretty close to complete. Got Spider-Woman, and it kind of combines into the later end of Bendis' new Avengers run with Daredevil and Doctor Strange, but also going to the Heroic Age Avengers with Bucky, Cap, Heroic Age Iron Man, and Thor. Then we got my Hickman era Avengers and Uncanny Avengers with that Hulk, Hawkeye, Cap, Rogue, Havoc, Giant Man. And that Iron Man back there, he kind of got tucked away. Got Hank Pym and Vision for Avengers AI. Then we got all new, all different. As of right now, it's just Iron Man, Sam Cap, Vision, but I decided to throw Captain America in there because that was the era that he was Hydra Cap, so I stuck him with them. And then we got my Shield agents. You can see I added the new Nick Fury, Dum Dum Dugan, and Sharon all together, plus my Kit Bashed agents, so that's cool. Okay. Then last but not least, the last little addition to my display was Nightcrawler going with the rest of my Excalibur crew. Now we just need a Rachel figure to go with them, and then Wolfsbane completing my X Factor crew. So that is all. That was a lot of work. 2 days of work, actually, just getting everything really set up and modified. But I'm very happy with where it ended up. Now I just need to clean up my desk and get to work on the other figures that are on there for pictures and whatnot. As you can see, there they are right there. So I do hope you all enjoyed, and yeah, hope you like, comment, subscribe, and I will talk to you all in another video, another post, another time.